Hey, we're on location. It's Last Mountain Badger. It's Sunday, September 3rd, 2022. And I'm going to be, 2023. And we're going to share some stories. Did a dinner theater entertainment for Momma and the pets. We got Luna with Momma there. Thucy's chilling out a little bit. We got Ari over there having a bath. And this one here is Turo. And Nana's really excited, Mama's really excited to hear the story about Mr. Rakesh, yes, he's a friend from Mr. Rakesh Bay in Edmonton. They met each other, these two restaurateurs, Mr. Rakesh and Mr. We got his business card. The owner, I'll have to update on that. The owner of the New Asian Village. After we paid, I could tell he wasn't the owner. He wasn't quite old enough, and you can tell these things. But I asked him if he knows Rakesh Chawla. He goes, I said, because Rakesh Chawla knows you people. He goes, maybe it's the owner. Said, yeah. So we paid. Said, yeah. You're going to get the owner from me? He said, oh, yeah, I'll get the owner. A couple minutes later, a man about Rakesh's height. Maybe just slightly.
About my height.
Yeah, just a slightly taller than Rakesh, maybe. But same slim build, just as recognizable. I introduced myself. It's like, hi, hello. You know Rakesh Chawla? He goes, yes. And we start. And we start, establishing that relationship and saying, Rakesh, he has his restaurant in Regina, and it's his restaurant in Regina. He's modeling his after yours here. So I'm showing my daughter your place, but I'm also here because Rakesh told me to come here every time at every opportunity possible. Goes, yeah, so you know Rakesh Chawla? I go, yeah. I said, but you might remember him as Rocky. He goes, oh yeah, Rocky. I said, and his wife Hina. He goes, oh yeah, Hina. I said, and his son, you might not have met him yet, but he's going into grade 1. His name's Kaviansh. I said, of course, I'm known as his uncle. He goes, oh, and just making the connection. I said, yeah, introduced my name, and I said, this is my daughter, Ainsley. Neither of them moved a muscle. Very respectful East Indian Hindu man, knowing that would maybe be, in his culture, considered inappropriate. Also, a very gracious daughter. That she didn't, oh, hi, nice to meet you, right? But I motioned to Ainsley. He said, you can shake his hand. So and he accepts it with 2 hands, like, nice to meet, right? And yeah, we just started talking a little bit. And one of the funny thing was, I had a quirky idea. Because I'm like, wait, there's a bit of a connection here. Ainsley and I have already talked about one career opportunity for her when she turned 16 for that summer. Of course, she could join the reserves. That's the earliest age possible. So that's one option for her. But as we're meeting this man, right, and his bit, and like it is detailed, like regal decorations. If the chairs are wood carved, which they are, it's with leaves and it's ornate and it's not just one. And the fancy table, it's not just a round fancy table, which you never see in a restaurant. It, of course, has all those fancy chairs around them. And then the ceiling, it's a chariot wheel, ornate and decorated, and it just goes on and on. And as Ainsley described earlier, there's booths, but they're not just conventional width booths, which are maybe
it's
this
like
wide.
6 person.
Yeah, it's like a 6-7 foot long.
Bigger than your wingspan.
Bigger than my wingspan. See, but it's also stepped up, just like one step from. So
the main level.
When the serving staff approach you, you're a bit more on eye level. You're elevated, so psychologically, But into this booth, there's also string, right? It's like a veil, but it only comes partially down, so you feel like you're in.
You're a princess.
Again, Ainsley said that many times, like, I feel like a princess.
I feel like a
And
princess.
she took a little panorama of her vantage point as she was saying that. Just subtle introductions into the kind of detail this restaurant has. As I'm telling this to Mr. Bowmanish, I said, for instance, Rakesh, you know, he's really modeling himself after you. Like, he really looks up to you, by the way, sir, right?
Okay.
I said, so Rakesh renovated his restaurant, and for instance, his buffet, now his lunch buffet, he now has the silver domes that you have. And he told me that that's why he got them, right? He says, but he doesn't have the ornate elephant statues underneath them yet, or the ornate camels underneath them.
The statue.
Right. And I also mentioned, do you remember the name of Hinduism has a lot of gods. I don't want to name the wrong god. It's one of the more prominent ones. And I referenced them, and Mr. Bowmanish gave the name. I said, right. And just to give you a context, this statue, Mom, is like larger than life. It's huge of this god, and it's elevated, and it's on this high platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's elevated so much above, you know, in the main entrance above, but also it's larger than life. It's kind of at a 50% larger than what a human would be for scale. And it's in its regal kind of throne, and so this is a big thing. And so I also teased Mr. Bowmanish. I said, for instance, you know, same statue Mr. Rakesh has. I said, but his is this big. So it's just, you know, just.
Can you show that again?
It's, you know, this big. I said, your statue, sir, is this big, this tall.
Taller.
Because it has a platform. I can't reach as tall because it's elevated on a platform. And the top of its head would be a little bit higher than I can reach, right? So it's a bit of a joke because, you know, this man is older than Rakesh. He's in a bigger city, right? And just more established. His sons are all grown up.
Okay.
He says his wife, well, we asked about his sons first. He said, yes, I have 2 sons. The one is finishing his BSc, Bachelor of Science. And the other is also just finishing university, and then he's going to become a pilot, needs to write some exams, finish that, and then yes, he is going to become a commercial pilot. And his wife, I'm trying to remember. Oh, his wife runs a daycare. And Ainsley and I both went, oh, that's the best job ever. So they're just kind of in a slightly, you know, he's like 20 years ahead of Rakesh, and it was so cute to make that connection. I don't have the visual aids for you. But as I'm listening, relating to this man, one idea I came up with was I said, oh, by the way, you know, something to keep in mind, sir. In 5 years, Ainsley's 16. You might want to consider, right, as one option, summer job, right? I tell Ainsley later, I said, by the way, if you work at this restaurant, just in tips, you could be making $10,000 a month for 4 months, right? But I don't tell him that. I just, you know, we're thinking in advance, in 5 years, only 5 years, right? Making the connection. And now, of course, he knows, and we know that we're going to be visiting more frequently, so we can continue to test and, you know, interview over the course of 5 years instead of 50 minutes, which is maybe the convention. So as this is happening, I was like, business card. Do you have a business card? Like, oh yeah, but it's just the restaurants. Like, you know, maybe it has his name on it, not mine. Right? Always prepared. Right?
Yeah.
He says, what do you want me to do? You want me to write my phone number on it? I'm like, I don't really tell him too much. And so he writes, and he goes, R. Biminus. He says, well, this is my first name. And he names it. And I go by this, you know, Biminus. I said, why did you choose to go by your second name, sir? He says, oh, well, we already have another, you know, this R name. So I just go by this one to keep it. I'm like, oh, that's lovely. And he wrote out his information, and there's 2 cards. It's like one for me, one for Mr. Rakesh. And I say, hey, like, you have the information there, but I'm just looking, it's like, it doesn't have a soul to it, right? It's just flat, it's just business. I say, right, right, hi, Rocky, I miss you, right? And he does. And he's like, with, pleasure to meet your good friend or your GM. And he names my name. And then on mine, I say, okay, well, for mine, say hi. And I use my given name, of course. Hi, given name. It was a pleasure meeting you. Great meeting you. Come visit us often. And we did that. So now we actually have 2 business cards that we turned into postcards, just tiny postcards, of course. No postage required.
Right.
And so Rocky will get a little love note from his from his mentor.
Oh.
Right? So this is also going to be just a breath of fresh air for him, that his 20-year senior mentor is cheering him on. Right? Come on, Rocky, you can do it. Come on, Rocky! Right? Adrian, And then, of course, I still have my business card. Ainsley has a story. You have the story. Now everybody has the story. We did want to tell you a story about the water slides that happened a little bit sooner. And that was, as Ainsley mentioned to you, I show Ainsley the panorama of the vista of just spaghetti. There's all these different, the loops and the slides, and it just, again, because all different colors. Because we're in the wave pool. I said, Ainsley, would you like to see something really cool? He goes, okay. Turn around. He goes, okay. I said, but close your eyes. Turn around. I adjust her chin just a little bit. And I said, open them. Because she's looking at this wall
Of water slides.
Plastic tubes in different colors. And it's huge. Right? It's like 10 stories high.
Wow. At least.
Right? And we're so far away that you can actually put it into perspective. And it's all domed under this just huge arcing, right? Which you can see from like 5-7 blocks away. Like, huge landmark.
It's like seeing Luna. Or no, Pearl. From... That's like the sign that says, come in.
Yeah, it's... Because you can first see the movie theater box and from the Henday. But then once you start heading down, what was it, 170?
It's like this big dome.
Yeah, something is like, well...
Yeah, 170.
I'm like, Ainsley,
that's huge.
That huge dome, that is actually the wave pool.
The entire wave pool, yeah.
Dome. It's hard to convey if you've ever been in a greenhouse or something, but it's story after story after story higher.
Yeah, it's probably like 10 to 15 stories high.
Legitimately. And it's all domed, all glass or plastic, and it's just, you're in this...
These giant ceiling fans,
geodome,
just...
Okay.
Right? And so anyways, we agreed, it's like, okay, we're going to do slides, and we start to kind of pick out our favorite. And then, of course...
You pointed out the yellow one.
Like, that's actually my favorite. And you kind of described it, like, no, it's too scary. And I was like, okay, no big deal. It's a bit...
And we tried to go on it, Dad went first.
Right, like, I'm going to go.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So
and then you were waiting for me at the bottom,
well,
but I took the stairs.
And so we agreed, and so first I'm describing to her, it's like, look, this slide is a little bit different. This isn't the one you just go one and go, wee. This one's a phone booth.
You get in, and then the
full capsule. So you get in, you step into it, and you're just sitting on a plastic trapdoor. Is what you're standing.
And then the floor just disappears.
Spoilers.
Right. Sorry.
So first, you step into this plastic zone, and you realize the water's flowing past because it's just a little gap, tiny gap. And you're standing on this, what will soon turn into a trapdoor, and you're standing on it. It takes you away, and then the door can close. It's a plastic door, right? Almost like a coffin, right? It's this full, no, it's like this full dome.
Yeah. They switch the key into...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we don't know this from the inside, but you can watch from other people. They have a key to prevent errors.
Oh.
And so you need that key to lock your door, and then while you're in, that key's in that. You can't take it out.
Can I do the part?
And then in order to operate the machine, you take the key out of that and put it into the other key slot.
By the plastic door.
By the plastic door. So then you can press the button, and then it starts. You hear, when you're inside, they say, cross your legs.
Cross your arms.
Cross your ankles, cross your arms. You gotta go like this.
Yeah.
Because the water's going so fast, you don't want to rip your shorts off, so that's why you have to cross your legs.
It is so fast it uncrosses your legs.
Sometimes, yeah, if you're not careful. And then when you're going down,
It goes 3, 2, 1.
And the trap door.
Do not let go.
It's close to a free fall, but not quite.
Do not uncross your arms.
It does arc. It's all in your head.
Yeah.
The hardest part of this ride, actually, though,
is the tube part.
It's being in the tube. This is what freaks people out.
The 3.
It's just that moment where you're standing on this trap
It's just the 3, 2, 1 part. Yeah. And then you like get a little bit of air, and then
Sometimes
just
a little bit.
just in that tube part, and then it's just.
And then you're like, and because the water's only this deep when you get there, it's just this awesome little
Yeah.
receiving.
It's probably
chute.
like.
It's not one of those pools. It's just kind of a plastic trough, and it's just
It's probably up to like
awesome.
your kneecap, maybe.
Yeah, tops. And just for those like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, you don't have any other thought.
It's just so fun.
It takes
Like
all
it
of
just
your
clears your mind. It's like
as promised, yes.
yeah.
So what we agreed, because I was fine either way, but I thought it would be more appropriate that I would go first.
Yeah, and then
right? Instead of like sending her, so you do it. No. See, look, totally legit. I'll wave to you at the bottom and all that, and then she'd be up right behind me. So you show up. This is the kind of the bit of a burnout employee.
Oh.
He's like, scale. He's mumbling, but what he's saying, like, step on the scale, but he's not saying too much.
you can barely hear
Because
him.
he wants to double check that you're not 137 kilos. Really? Really? But anyway, step on, it's like, okay, 84 kg. He's like, cool, I'm allowed to choose either. It's like, I'll take the yellow.
Yeah, always go with the yellow because you don't want to be like trapped in that tube for so long.
Or you can go with the blue tube. So
I don't like the blue tube.
Heavier people, I guess.
I don't like the blue tube.
So it's gonna be stronger. But he's just kind of like, and we didn't realize it as much. He kind of, a little bit, but you didn't quite dial into
It's
it.
like Lucy when he growls.
Right, but again, you didn't quite pick up on it, you a little bit, but not quite.
It's like you just pick up get scale.
Until we go the second time.
Yeah, and then there's a girl.
But
you didn't
what
tell.
happens the first time
Yeah.
is I go down, cool, and I'm waiting for Ainsley.
So funny.
That's not Ainsley. So I'm like up there, see if I can get
Hello.
a response, a response back. Don't see anything. But the young man that just went, maybe 12, 13.
Well,
he asks me.
he
he's
was
like,
probably like 15.
right. He's like, "Are you looking for your daughter?"
She took the stairs.
He's like, I'm like, what? Like, yeah. I was like, she didn't. I was like, oh, like, yeah, she took the stairs. Like, okay. So like, I know to stay put because I know Ainsley's coming.
Yeah. And sure enough, I was there while you were still talking to him.
She just had, it was a slight, I don't know, maybe just, how would you describe your feeling?
Frightened.
Okay. Yeah. Quick hug, no big deal.
We go on the Nellies.
Yeah, they call it Nessie's revenge.
Yeah.
There's nothing revengeful about it.
It's just a couple bumps, and you kind of get like airborne for a second
it
or
goes
two.
like this. It's just a gentle.
Yeah, it looks gentle, and you kind of go. Boom, boom.
We'll get into this in a moment. Ainsley might have made a friend. Okay.
Oh.
And we just when they were waiting in line together, we're watching from our vantage point because we go onto the yellow again, and we're able to watch Nessie's revenge from our vantage point.
Yeah.
And I realize all these people are going slow.
Yeah, we were the only ones. We were the only ones actually jumping on it.
Well, we'll explain that because you can go down with a buddy. You each have your own chute, but it's basically designed where you can kind of go down with your friend. time it together. You can race or you can whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a bar above, so you can kind of
Most people just like sit on
swing
it.
into it.
Most people just like sit down and push themselves.
Right.
Well, we're like jumping into it.
Where I tease Ainsley, I said, you know, you and I are the only people that I know that turns water sliding into a competitive sport.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, let's do it. So Ainsley, at this point, Ainsley decided that she's going to go again, and maybe she already has.
Yeah, we were in line for the third time.
That's right. We were going to go to the Nessie's Revenge for a third time, but then that line started to build.
Okay.
And we were standing like just briefly, and Ainsley's like, nope, I'm ready to go. I'm going to try it again.
And then that time I did the yellow slide.
That time she decided to go. She said, I'm going to go first this time.
Yeah, and I actually went first 2 more times, like 1 more time after that, and we had a bunch of fun.
But we also noticed that the attendant, she was smiling, like clearly she's been to camp before.
Oh yeah.
Not stoned, you know.
She's not like
She's smiling, she's communicating, she's laughing even a little bit. Okay, so Ainsley goes, she's great. It gets to be my turn. And so she asked me, like, have you been on this ride before? Because normally what they tell you, if you say no, they say, okay, right? Tell you what to do.
Okay.
Have you been on this ride before? I say yes.
1.
She starts closing the dome and doesn't say a thing. Right. So like.
What?
So as she's
Excuse
closing
me?
it, I want to make something funny. So as she's closing it, I say, so basically, kiss your butt goodbye and scream for your mama. She goes, yep. So I'm like, this is gonna be fun. So I know what to do.
Right.
Then you hear on the little speakers in your pod.
3, 2, 1, drop. Yeah.
And Ainsley get down there. Ainsley's laughing. By that point, I think it was Ainsley and her buddy.
Yeah, it was
both
me and
waiting
my
for
buddy.
me
Okay.
Yeah, I went, she went, then you went.
and screaming
What a
for me.
great memory.
That was
Oh,
so
it was-
fun. It's definitely worth going back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really want to bring you
Yeah.
next time. So then
I think you
afterwards,
would enjoy it.
we change out and then we go up to the second level. I wanted to do like a quick video because I have
We did.
a popular YouTube video
We had to do two takes.
during COVID,
Right. Yep.
right? When it's empty. We're now like this can be celebrated.
Yes.
That, okay, we're back at it, you know, post-COVID, West Edmonton Mall's opened up, look at the wave pool, we're all reactivating, and also just kind of reference, we had some faith. We didn't know how long it was going to take,
Right.
but we knew this was going to happen, kind of,
Yeah.
here we are.
Right.
And so we actually, there's 2 takes, we'll post both videos, but it's neat.
The second
Kinda
one's
different.
funnier.
I think the second one is funny, I think the second one's better. The first one was kind of,
Doing that.
but I realize I can be animated,
Right.
but just don't move your feet.
Yeah.
What?
Kind of like this.
Because if you're moving your feet,
Dad.
you're just kind of jumping around.
Do it. Kind of like this. Do the
Right, because I was like,
animated.
hello everybody, this is the last man badger. Right? It's like, that's a little too much.
Okay.
But the second time, I just communicate.
Lift your up.
Like.
Upper, right? Hello everybody, this is the last mountain badger, right? It's just a little easier to convey enthusiasm
Right.
instead of just too much passion or an unfocused message.
Okay.
And Ainsley ran camera for it.
Oh yeah.
And after the first one, she goes, you didn't do the joke. The mix up the year.
2022.
What?
What? 2023.
2023. So she's like,
Yeah,
she
we
made me
did
do
that at the beginning of this video.
That's right. She made me do the second take.
Yeah.
Which is fun, just getting back into it.
Yeah. Getting into it.
It's just been a lot of fun. We got to see Wetzel Pretzels.
Mm-hmm. That's where we got the pretzel bag.
Yeah.
Hang on, he'll be right back. He'll be right
Not
back,
a paid
folks.
promotion. But we got Wetzel's Pretzels.
We ate most of them already. It's like it's a pretty big bag of just pretzels.
This is Wetzel's
Like mini
Pretzels.
pretzels.
You gotta,
Take one out.
and this is what we did this time. Instead of the pretzel, we want to try the bites.
Yeah, because they look easier to eat and
Well,
stuff.
we figured they'd be easier to eat, but also,
Here's Pearl.
you know, easier to dip. These are the 2 sauces. We got pizza sauce, cheddar sauce,
Yeah, because
and then
we didn't like the other options.
world famous. They cost themselves a lot of sales with their bad listing at this time.
Yeah, we asked for 6 and they gave us
Right.
just a big one.
I walk in there, I've done this before. Like I want half a dozen, and they try to sell you one of the pre-boxed ones. Like, nah, dog. This is for
You
Mama.
didn't say that this time, though.
Right. I'm like, nah, dog. Like, this is for Mama. I'm watching you take them out of the tray.
Okay.
That's the kind of fresh I want.
Right.
So I walk up, waiting in line, and the gentleman's like, oh, second till. Over here, sir. Okay. Go to that one.
Yep.
And I even motion. It's like, I would like 6 cinnamon buns right out of your tray. So it's clear what I want.
Yeah.
He turns to his buddy, right? Because they speak another language in addition to English.
Okay.
So he tells them quickly in a different language. No big deal. Bro's on it. Takes one of these, puts it in there, rings it up. It's like $7.
702.
Right. I pay, and as I'm walking away with Ainsley, I tease her. I said, he's bad listening. This cost his company, right?
Yeah.
Well, how much would that be? 6 times, so it's like 30 some bucks. Sorry,
Here.
$35.
Can you show us how big it is?
Sure. Because I wanted to buy 5 more of these at $7 each, right?
Yeah.
But he thought I said just one fresh one because he's used to them thinking if they want fresh, they only get one.
Right.
And I'm like, no. You're going to box it up right now in a half dozen box. He's not used to thinking that way. So we got a fresh one.
So
But we only got one.
There it is. It's
So I was
fairly big for we.
How's the smell for you?
Oh, it smells like cinnamon sugar.
And some sweet bread.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was willing to pay $42 for 6 of these. And instead he only sold me 1 for $7.
1 for $7. We
So it's like, pay
wanted
attention to what your
6 for
customers
$7.
say.
Yeah. Like.
We wanted 6 for $7. Thank you.
But it was lovely. We got to walk around the mall in the upper deck. They have replaced another section of the flooring, and it's not marble. It's like a quartz, but again, it's just this white with orange swirls, and it's high polished. Lovely. The feet love it because it
It's
always
nice.
feels like
It's spongy.
it's like a dance floor when you're walking just.
Well, it's like a
smooth.
spongy dance. It's just like spongy.
Oh.
It's nice. It feels really good.
Walk around for that. Walk her to the bay and stuff in different clothing stores, and of course Ainsley's now plotting. She's like, I want that, I want that.
And earrings and
Right,
stuff.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
how am I gonna get her off this? Me, I want this game.
Yeah.
So then I switch it to when we walk by the shops, we start saying whose shop that is. Like we could get stuff for Mommy here. We would get stuff for
Nana,
Uncle Eric
Auntie
here. This is
Selena,
for
Uncle Eric, yeah.
Uncle Eric or Nana or
Yeah, those
Jacob. Oh, this is
the
definitely a
skull
broader store.
bottles of wine
Right.
for Uncle Eric.
And that was a lot
Yeah.
more entertaining. The right whale sculpture has been moved. Don't know where it is.
We didn't
Have to
see
go-
it the entire
Yeah,
time.
have to go back. We arced back. It's just lovely. We didn't get to go into Chinatown this time.
No.
Didn't take her to the Galaxyland and the roller coasters or
Yeah.
anything yet. But gave her, and I did tell her that when I go by myself, I walk a different path. But today I'll
Yeah.
design a path.
'Cause I'm with you.
For you, we were salivating when we saw the water massaging
Yeah.
right by the water park.
Yeah.
Arced it back, and we had lunch in the food court.
Oh,
I had Ito.
I knew exactly what I wanted to eat because I'm loyal to that location, that business.
I had Ito.
And Ainsley's loyal to her. She's like, I want Ito, I want my big noodles, I want my chicken, and I want
Chicken yakisoba.
my chicken yakisoba with extra sauce.
No much.
No mushrooms, and she gets her pogo sticks and
Pokey.
and a spray.
Pokey.
Pokey. Right. I go to the Pizza Donaire, recognize each other, and
Yep.
have some fun with the Greeks, the Turks. I think they're Turkish. And it was just, but the reason why it's so important is this is where you get to walk on white marble.
Mhm. It's
in the
nice.
fancy food court.
It's nice.
And then I get to test Ainsley a little bit.
Yeah.
Because now we have our food, right? Like my tray, she's carrying hers. I say, Ainsley, I didn't say, Ainsley, pick where we're going to sit. I say, Ainsley, where would you like to sit?
And then you just
And
take
she starts
us.
turning to the right. I'm like, nah. And so I take her over to the proper place. There's a train coming. We're going to wrap this up. Goodbye.